At noon, a new poll shows most New York City residents want Mayor Eric Adams to resign after his indictment on federal charges. According to the mayor's poll, 69% of New Yorkers say that Adams should step down.
A powerful mayor, foreign bribes, and a scandal shaking New York City to its very foundation, Eric Adams, the mayor who vowed to bring change, is now facing serious federal charges that could spell the end of his career. So, how did everything go so sideways? Watch this video until the end to get into the details of one of the biggest political scandals in NYC history. At the heart of this explosive tale is Eric Adams, the 64-year-old Democratic mayor of New York City and former Brooklyn borough president. Known for his tough-on-crime stance as a police officer, Adams rose to power, promising reform and order in the city. However, things are much more complicated. He allegedly got tangled up with Turkish businessmen and diplomats who offered illegal foreign campaign contributions and luxury perks. Think international travel, lavish hotel stays, and fancy meals in exchange for political favors. On the other side, federal prosecutors have charged Adams with conspiracy, wire fraud, and bribery, turning his promising future into a legal mess. Political figures like Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and New York Governor Kathy Hochul are calling for his resignation. 2014, scheming begins. In 2014, Eric Adams was the rising star of NYC politics, serving as Brooklyn borough president. But behind the scenes, things were heating up. Adams allegedly started making deals with Turkish businessmen and diplomats. This wasn't just some casual chit-chat. It's rumored that he was actively seeking out foreign money. Now, the U.S. law is pretty clear. Foreign donations in U.S. elections are illegal. But these Turkish connections weren't just offering cash. They were dangling the promise of power in front of him. 2021, the kingpin of Brooklyn seeks the crown of NYC. Fast forward to 2021, and Eric Adams has his sights set on the biggest prize of all, becoming the mayor of New York City. He's seen as a reformer, a former cop ready to bring law and order to a city that's in a bit of chaos. But behind the scenes, things are starting to get a little murky. Prosecutors allege that Adams' campaign is swimming in foreign money, which is a huge risk. So, how does he manage this? Here's where it gets crafty. He reportedly uses U.S. citizens as straw donors to funnel Turkish cash into his campaign. This move is downright genius in its sneakiness. This scheme supposedly scores him an extra $10 million, blissfully unaware that he's building a shaky house of cards that's just waiting to collapse. 2021 to 2023, living the high life. As Eric Adams runs for mayor and eventually wins, he dives into the high roller lifestyle. He's got it all: private jets, first-class airline tickets, luxurious hotel suites, and fancy dinners at Michelin star restaurants. And it's not just a couple of trips. We're talking about globe-trotting adventures to places like France, China, Sri Lanka, India, Hungary, and of course Turkey. Each trip adds another layer to this complicated web of influence and pay-to-play politics.
As we allege, Mayor Adams took these contributions even though he knew they were illegal. And even though he knew these contributions were attempts by a Turkish government official and Turkish businessmen to buy influence with him. We also allege that the mayor sought and accepted well over $100,000 in luxury travel benefits from some of the same foreign actors who arranged many of the illegal campaign contributions.
September 2021, pressure campaign. This is where things get really intense. Turkish President Erdogan's visit draws near. The Turkish consulate still hasn't passed inspection, but Adams is not backing down. Prosecutors say he goes all out to make sure things go his way. Finally, Erdogan arrives, and the consulate stands tall, proudly showcasing Turkish diplomacy. But behind the scenes, it's clear there's a huge cover-up at play, all to make sure this diplomatic win doesn't go to waste.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams asked New Yorkers to reserve judgment shortly after a federal indictment was unsealed, charging him with taking bribes and illegal campaign contributions from foreign sources.
It's an unfortunate day, and it's a painful day.
The 5-count indictment alleges in exchange, Adams helped Turkish officials with fire clearances for a new diplomatic building in the city.
I follow the law and I follow the campaign rules.
Just hours after the indictment hits the news, Adams steps up to the mic, ready to face the world. He's got that defiant look in his eyes. He calls it a painful day, but insists he's innocent. With cameras rolling and everyone watching, he boldly states he'll keep doing his job as mayor. He knows people are shouting for his resignation, but he's not backing down. I look forward to defending myself, he says, almost daring the prosecutors to prove him wrong. Meanwhile, outside Gracie Mansion, protesters are chanting, calling him corrupt and an embarrassment. Signs are everywhere, demanding he step down. The tension is thick, and the city is on edge, waiting to see how this drama will unfold. The very next day, Adams finds himself in Manhattan federal court. When the judge asks Adams how he pleads, everyone leans in to hear those pivotal words, "Not guilty, Your Honor." His lawyer, Alex Spiro, who's known for being one of the best defense attorneys around, is already strategizing on how to get the case dismissed. It's clear they plan to fight this battle hard, but the charges are serious. If Adams is found guilty, he could be facing decades in prison. This isn't just a minor hiccup, it's about his career, his freedom, and his legacy. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is quick to call for his resignation, claiming he's lost the moral authority to lead the city. It's a bold move, and she's not holding back. On the flip side, some big names like House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer are playing it cool, holding off on demanding his resignation just yet. And then there's Governor Kathy Hochul. She has the power to kick Adams out of office, but it's not an easy task. Right now, she's treading carefully, saying she'll review her options. The pressure is definitely building on her, though. If Adams stays, it could drag the city into even more chaos. But if she decides to remove him, she risks upsetting some important political allies. Adams is in a tight spot right now. With that indictment looming over him, more politicians are joining the chorus, demanding he step down. As for his chances in the 2025 re-election, well, that looks pretty bleak if he even gets that far. His rivals are already gearing up to take the lead, and the city's leadership feels frozen in place because of this scandal. Adams keeps saying he's going to fight back, but with each passing day of this case, his power seems to slip away a little more. The man who once looked like the bright future of NYC politics is now in the toughest battle of his life. Can he beat these charges and pull off an amazing comeback? Or is this the beginning of the end for Mayor Eric Adams? What do you think will happen next? Let us know in the comments below. This story gets into the dramatic downfall of Eric Adams, who went from a promising mayor of NYC to a symbol of corruption, now facing serious federal charges for bribery and fraud. As he fights to prove his innocence, public outrage and political opposition grow. This scandal raises big questions about leadership and the influence of money in politics. If you enjoyed this, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more updates on this case and other political dramas.